Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. At kung bago ka sa channel na to, I'm Za and this is Za Canada. Today we have another controversial topic and we have talked about this topic numerous times here in my channel. And again, we are talking about the Bill C-12 at nagiging controversial na naman kasi siya lately kasi our dear Immigration Minister was interviewed by the Senate with regard to this bill. So, ano nga ba talaga ang mass deportations na to at ano ang pwedeng mangyari? So, pag-usapan ulit natin yan, panoorin hanggang dulo. Well, again, thank you so much for subscribing into my channel. At kung hindi pa, mag-subscribe na kayo. And in my channel, we talk about immigration updates and things that you would like to know about Filipinos living here in Canada at kung ano-ano pa. So yes, going back to our topic, we are going to talk about Bill C-12. So what is Bill C-12? This is so-called Strengthening Canada's Immigration System and Borders Act, introduced late 2025 to tighten border security, combat crime and fentanyl, and reform immigration processing. Okay? So which means na maghihigpit, in short sa pagpasok ng mga immigrants na nanggagaling sa iba't ibang bansa. And at the same time, pagpapabilis ng deportation ng mga tao na lumabag sa kanilang pag-stay dito sa Canada. Kumbaga, kung may nilabag silang crime or kung sa tingin ng government is hindi sila makakabuti sa bansa ng Canada, then this Bill C-12 will immediately eject them out of the country. Parang ganon ang Bill C-12. But critics say na hindi lang ito about public safety. Some argue it gives too much power to government to officially cancel or suspend visa in bulk, even limit refugee claim access. So ang tanong ng marami, is this a tool for mass deportations? Let's explore that topic. Ano nga ba ang big points dito? Can the government really cancel your visa in mass? Which means na pwede ba talaga silang mag-cancel ng sabay-sabay? So under Bill C-12, the federal cabinet may order cancellation, suspension, or variation of categories of immigration documents if they claim it's in public interest. Which means na kung sa tingin nila na nakaka-harm sa public interest yung pag-approve ng mga visa, pwede itong makancel. But listen, this doesn't mean that it's automatic deportation. Walang automatic, okay? What happened is the document can be voided, but your status removal still follows due process, hearings, or risk assessments. Okay? So, hindi automatic deport. Okay? Pero yes, there's a risk if your document fails under such an order. Which means na kapag napatunayan nila na sangkot ka sa isang serious crime dito sa Canada, pwedeng makancel ang iyong visa. And there's this thing called refugee claims and 1-year bar explains. So another controversial part ito kasi there is this thing they called refugee rules. Bill C-12 introduces new ineligibility bars. So if you've been in Canada for more than 1 year at the time of claim, your asylum may not get a full hearing. Which means na, for example, student permit ka o naka-PGWP ka pala dati. Tapos, malulos mo na yung status mo. Kumbaga, wala kang way para mag-convert to LMIA, to another work permit, or nawalan ka ng PR status, nawalan ka ng way para sa express entry system, and suddenly, you filed for an asylum claim in order for you to prolong your status here in Canada. So, which means na 1 year at the time of your claim, your asylum may not get a full hearing, which means na hindi nila i-review ang iyong dokumento. Kasi dati kang naka-work permit. Parang ganyan. Okay? If you entered irregularly and claim asylum after 14 days, same thing. So, for example, pumasok ka kay Canada on a tourist visa. Let's just say, okay? Let's just say that if you entered Canada on a tourist visa and then suddenly na-find out mo na may asylum claim pala na pwedeng gawin pagpasok mo. Bigla ka file ng asylum claim after 14 days. Then it's the same thing. The same thing applies on the one that I mentioned earlier, that your asylum claim may not get a full hearing. So, instead, what you will get is a pre-removal risk assessment, which often doesn't include oral testimony, like real courts, but the critics worry this fact-tracks removals, possibly very problematic for people fleeing danger. So, is this really mass deportation? Yung mga nangyayari na ngayon. Not exactly mass deportation kasi hindi naman to yung parang merong big bus na gagamitin si Canada para palabasin lahat ng bansa na makakancel yung visa or makakancel yung status niya. But it could trigger more deportation action if used broadly, which means na if this bill has been passed into a real law or bill dito sa Canada, kung napas tong bill na to, which means that a lot of people will really be mass deported kasi there are a lot of status na na-cancel or refugees whose claims are deemed ineligible for a full hearing. There are so much people who actually who stay in the country that doesn't have a status, and at the same time, those refugees who are really ineligible for full hearing. Kasi nga, kagaya nga na nasabi ko before, there are lots and lots of people na nung simula nung naghigpit yung immigration when it comes to student permit, to PR, yung medyo tumaas yung express entry draw when it comes to PR. There are so much people na nawala ng status, and in order for them to prolong their status here in Canada is they filed an asylum claim. And these are one of the tactics that some immigration lawyers or consultants advise into their clients para lang mapahaba, and which is not right. Kasi if you file for an asylum claim na hindi ka naman talaga eligible for asylum claim, then what is that again? That is misrepresentation again, 'di ba? And sometimes sa sobrang dami niyan, hindi naman agad-agad 'yan mare-review ni IRCC. At sa dami niyan, ano ba nangyayari? May backlog. Sobrang dami ng backlogs. Although in this claim or in this mass deportation bill, human rights group warn this could indirectly cause more removals and undermine protections that Canada historically gave. Kasi di ba nga, Canada is really a very good country. Sila yung nagyayakap sa mga tao na nagigera. Kumbaga sila yung talagang sumasalo lagi sa mga tao na naaapektuhan ng war sa iba't ibang parte ng bansa. So, if they suddenly pass this bill, then suddenly those people who are really eligible might be affected as well. Kaya yung human rights dito is pumapasok or kahit papaano tinitingnan nilang mabuti kung tama ba ang pagpapatupad ng bill na ito. So ang worry ay hindi nakafocus sa numbers, kundi sa due process. Okay? Hindi yan basta-basta sa lahat ng mga tao na nag-apply, pero sana mabigyan ng due process ang bawat isa. May human rights and may fairness. Well, kaya nga, ang nangyayari dito is the Senate hearing senators grilled the ministers hard. And yun na nga yung nangyayari dun sa video na napapanood natin lately, that some questions that are included are what safeguards are there so legit students and workers aren't caught in these mass cancellations? Ano ba ang pwedeng gawin ng mga legitimate students and workers para hindi sila mapasama sa mass cancellation? How does this protect refugees from deportation to danger zones? So, what will happen to those really refugees or those people who've been affected of war para hindi sila mapasali dun sa mass deportation at maibalik sila sa bansa na may gera? And the ministers repeatedly said the powers are narrow, targeted, and specifically for fraud or public safety. Okay, lagi nilang nire-reiterate na mass deportations are really not for everybody. If you think that you are following all the rules in your immigration, then dapat hindi ka kabahan, 'di ba? Kasi hindi ka may kasali, sabi ng immigration minister. Pero many critics say the language is too broad, meaning maybe pwedeng ma-abuse, and then dapat may clear rules, okay? Kasi ito yung nagpapadagdag ng nervyos ng ibang mga tao. Okay? So, what this means for you? Ano nga ba ang dapat nating gawin? The bill might lead to tougher enforcement. Okay? And yes, it could lead to more deportations in specific cases. Pero hindi naman to automatic deportation of all immigrants. Okay? Whether it becomes a tool for oppression or a useful enforcement tool depends on how it's used and regulated. Okay? So ano ang take home natin dito kay Bill C-12? Bill C-12 isn't a simply mass deportation bill, but it does gives more power to government to control immigration status, potentially escalate removals, and speed up processing in ways that may reduce some protections critics care about. Okay? So kung ikaw ay directly affected nitong mass cancellation, stay updated, consult legal experts, and always check official IRCC website. Okay? So that should be it for now about Bill C-12. Kung may natutunan kayo sa topic na to, and if you would like to comment, and what do you think about this Bill C-12? Dapat ba siyang maipasa? And what are your thoughts? Ano ang dapat nilang ilagay or isama sa bill na yan para maprotektahan ang ibang mga immigrants na nagtatrabaho ng honest naman. Okay? So again, like and subscribe into my channel. At laging tatandaan, hindi kailangang maraming pera, basta may peace of mind. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.